Hello, sports fans. This is the dog. Still fighting a cold. Got the congestion in the chest. Been a week. But I'm feeling a little bit better, thank you. And thanks to Jim Senacropi for singing for me last week on the Dog and Polly show. Hope to be back on Wednesday for that. Nice edition. Let's talk baseball. It's World Series time. Yes, I picked against the Cardinals. They're in. Too much firepower. Too much good relief pitching outclassing Milwaukee. It's over for Milwaukee, but, maybe next year. So it's the Cardinals and the Texas Rangers. Fox TV, the World Series starts this Wednesday. I got a knack of picking things opposite. If I say you're going to be a poor person, you're going to win the lottery within an hour. You're going to be rich. If I say you're not going to do very good at your job, you're probably going to end up being president. That's just the way I am. Whatever I say, the opposite always works. So I'm not a big Cardinal fan, so I'm going to pick the Cardinals to win the World Series in 6. Maybe that'll put the old Weber Malak on and Suffredini and the Cardinals. Should be interesting. Let's hope and pray that the Cardinals don't win it. By the way, sad news in racing, of course, Las Vegas. A lot of controversy about the number of cars for the Indy Car racing series in Las Vegas. 34 cars. And I've watched Indy Car racing quite a bit, not as much as other people do. And I've often wondered when those cars hit the wall and they literally get split in two and the driver always seems to come out okay. Wasn't the case for young phenom star Dan Weldon, who won this year's Indy 500. He was part of a horrific 15-car crash, fiery crash. Dan Weldon's car went up over another car and hit the wall. And unfortunately, they helicoptered him to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead a few minutes later. Dan Weldon, an upcoming superstar, age 32, tragically killed in Las Vegas. Very, very sad. Well, in the NASCAR series, Matt Kenseth wins the good old race down in Carolina this past weekend on Saturday night. Hope you checked it out. So it's Matt Kenseth, the winner. And of course, now you've got Carl Edwards with a few races to go for the chase, leading the way. Harvick is in the hunt, Kenseth is third, and Kyle Busch, who finished really well respected this past Saturday night when he had troubles early on. And the thing about the economy? Don't be misled, it's not that great. Matt Kenseth with 3 victories now? Matt Kenseth in the hunt, third in points with only a few races for the chase. He could win the championship. Guess what? Jack Roush, the owner of his team, cannot find a sponsor for a team for 2012. That's how tough the economy is. And Chris Marquardt and Mike Mallet, they talked about their new podcast here on FingerLakes1.com called 31st Lap. They talked about, is it Super Dirt or Super Cheat Week? A lot of controversy, of course. Let's talk about a guy named Stuart Friesen who won last year's big race at Super Dirt. And of course he won this year, but hold your hands. Mr. Friesen was found to have an illegal fuel cell in his car. Bizarre, weird how these, committee and organizers and people in charge of that series, they determined because in a legal part, the $50,000 first place prize was cut to $25,000. Plus, he is still going to be recorded as the official winner. It makes no sense to yours truly. When it comes to wattage of light bulbs, I'm a 40-watter, folks. I don't understand it. I would have disqualified this cat and sent him the dead last and give him no money. Bring up Billy Decker, who would have swept the entire weekend. Kind of scary. Well, what wasn't scary is the great turnout for the Forever 5K and that 1-mile fun run benefiting the Freddie Morganti Scholarship Fund. Over 350 participants. Ed Juliana won the 5K. Ed is from Henrietta. And, of course, a young lady named Erica Barbay, a Miners Academy 8th grader, was the first lady to finish the starting line. Congratulations, a smashing success. Switching to college football, I don't want to say there's only 3 teams left to be considered for the national championship, but it looks to me like there's only 3. LSU, Alabama, Oklahoma. Come on, folks. You got to take a look at these 3 teams. They are incredible. And, of course, we all know LSU and Alabama are going to go at each other in a few weeks. They appear to be the best of the rest of the teams around the country. They've got defense, they've got offense, and they've got lots of numbers. I watch a lot of football, as many of you do, and I'm always channel surfing. Indiana University, I think of Indiana, I think of Bobby Knight in basketball. Thank God, because they have one horrific football program. Last year against Wisconsin, Indiana, they allowed Wisconsin to score 83 points a year ago. Well, this year they did better. They did 14 less. Wisconsin beat them 59-7, some ridiculous number. You know, they call themselves the Hoosiers. How about the Losers? Oh my God, that is just pitiful. Well, I know Jimmy Senecrobi's excited, and all USU fans, including Buford Jones, is excited. The big showdown, primetime Friday night. It doesn't get any better than this. Syracuse University will show the nation how their program has progressed against West Virginia, who is ranked 13th in the country. ESPN, SU West Virginia. I'm sure you don't want to miss it. And ever since our good friend Charlie Lee went out to South Bend, the owner of the Deluxe Restaurant, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish have been playing spectacular football. They got themselves a key showdown this coming weekend against their hatred arch rival, USC. Well, NFL, everybody's making a big deal of the Detroit Lions coach, Jim Schwartz, and San Fran's coach, Jim Harbaugh, for what happened after the game. Harbaugh went over and gave him a slam on the back and gave him a hard shake of the hand, and Schwartz didn't like it. They almost came to fisticuffs leaving the field. I think it's overblown. Boys will be boys. After all, you got to give credit to San Francisco. They played their hearts out. And don't be bad-mouthing the Lions. They're still a darn good football team. Well, the Giants eked out a win over the Bills. I'm starting to think the Bills are a better football team than I've given them credit to. Good win, a big win for Coughlin. New England nips the Dallas Cowboys. You know something, folks? With a few seconds ago, or what, under a minute, you give Tom Brady that much time to look around the field from inside the 10-yard line, you knew, and I knew, he was going to complete it for a score. Guess what? He did. He had enough time to take an apple pie out of the oven, cut it 8 pieces, and send it to Grandma, Grandpa, and his uncles and aunts. You can't give him that much time, folks. You got to put pressure on Tom Brady. The Cowboys, who played a spirited football game, Romo looked good for a while, but you know what? You cannot give Tom Brady that much time. How about Cincinnati? I used to call them the Bungles. Who needs Carson Palmer? Andy Dalton. The Bengals go to 4-2. How about the Raiders? Win another one for Al Davis. The Raiders knock off the mistake on the lake, the Cleveland Browns. And is the fix in on the NFL? I know betting is illegal. You might have a friendly $5 bet with your neighbor. But come on, Tampa Bay a week ago loses by 45 points to San Francisco. They lose by 45. Guess who they beat yesterday? Scratch. New Orleans. New Orleans. Are you kidding me? The fix must be in. And the Vikings, they are so bad. Everybody talked about Donovan McNabb getting another break as starting quarterback. He could be in jeopardy. He could be sitting on the pine real soon. And everybody talked about Adrian Peterson running roughshod against the Bears. 12 carries, 39 yards. The Vikings are horrible. And the Andrew Luck sweepstakes, we're down to 3 teams. Now, Indianapolis, they have not won a game. But what are they going to do with Andrew Luck? Peyton Manning's coming back. Also, the Rams, Scotty Trickler, my buddy Scotty and his Rams. What are they going to do with him? They got Bradford, unless they decide to get rid of Sam Bradford. Andrew Luck is a perfect candidate to be an all-star quarterback. My guess is Miami should lay down, starting tonight, Monday Night Football, and lose every game. You're not supposed to do that in the NFL, but who cares? Lay down, lose every game. Miami needs Andrew Luck. And, of course, the NBA. People say to me, hey, dog, what about the NBA? They're on a lockout. I don't care. I could care less. I don't care if they play one single game this year. To me, the NBA stands for nauseous, boring association. Average salary for those NBA prima donnas, $5.2 million. How's your checkbook? Average starting salary for a rookie, $485,000. To me, I could care less if they ever play NBA basketball. Well, in golf news, Ben Crane wins the PGA Tour. The final event is coming up this week in Orlando. Webb Simpson has a $500,000 lead over Luke Donald. Luke Donald is entered this week in Orlando. Luke is trying to do something no one has ever done. Be the leading money winner for the PGA Tour and the European Tour. And by the way, yesterday, Billy Horschel was playing in the final group. Young kid out of Florida. Got a lot of potential. But he needed a big week. And Billy Horschel did something that I had not ever believe I would see. 90 yards away on the third hole, sand wedge. Shanks it in the hazard. Triple bogeys the hole. Makes 40 grand. Excuse me. 40,000 bucks. Triple bogey. Shanked it. The last person I saw shank a golf ball was Brad Jones. Brad Jones was playing myself and John King at the Seneca Falls Country Club. And Brad had us by 2 shots apiece for a $10 bill. And Brad, on his third shot on 18, shanked in the right-hand trees. And as Jimmy Seneca knows, that's Deadsville. He ended up taking a 10 on the hole. We took 5s. We won the 20 bucks. Thank you very much, Brad. By the way, let me remind you folks, it's always time to talk about the persons of the week. And today I salute the Geneva girls tennis team. They defeated Eastridge 3-2. Why am I talking about the Geneva girls tennis team? Because it's their first postseason victory in the last 10 years up in Geneva. Congratulations. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned before, the 31st Lap, a new podcast for Jimmy and FingerLakes1.com, Chris Marquardt and Mike Mallet. They know racing to the nth degree. Spectacular. Check them out here on FingerLakes1.com. It should be a lot of laughs. And we understand that Seneca County, good old Habitat for Humanity, big dinners coming up this Saturday at Ventosa, and Jerry Graziano is in charge of it. If you need a ticket or so, contact the pastor, Jerry Graziano. I understand he's handling everything, including the menu. And I needled him about that today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, take care, everybody. It's always a slice. That's a look at sports my way.